Good morning. Our lesson for today is adding and subtracting polynomials. Our objective: students will identify and write polynomials by using the standard form and add and subtract polynomials. Our vocabulary: we have polynomials, we have a binomial, we have trinomial, degree of a monomial, degree of a polynomial, standard form of a polynomial, and the leading coefficient. Now, as we go on with the lesson, we'll be able to identify all the vocabularies. But starting from a polynomial, what is a polynomial? A polynomial is an expression. So we could have an expression such as 4 is an expression. We could have 2x is an expression. We could have 2m squared is also an expression. Now, when these expressions are single, we call it a monomial. When they are put together using the addition and subtraction, we call it a binomial. So let me give an example of a binomial. We are going to have, let's say, 2x plus 4 is a binomial because it is 2. We could also have another expression as 2m squared plus 5x, and this is also a binomial. Now, with a trinomial is when two monomials, 3 or more monomials are put together. So if we are to put 2x and 2m squared together using the addition and subtraction, we are going to have a trinomial. So you can use any of them by starting with 4x plus 7 plus 3x squared. These are my examples, so you can create an example on your own. And this term, since we have 3 expressions, we term them as a trinomial. Now, with the degree of a monomial, a polynomial, we are going to learn about them when we begin with the lesson. Let us start with our example 1. Determine whether each expression is a polynomial. If it is a polynomial, find the degree. That is the first answer we're looking for, and determine whether it is a monomial, a binomial, and a trinomial. Now, I explained in the vocabulary that monomial, let me just write mono, binomial, bino, and trino. I'm just using the short terms: mono, bino, and trino. All these are classified as polynomial. Okay, now let us move on to our first example. So, as our example is saying, we should determine whether it is a monomial, binomial, or trinomial, and find the degree. A, or example 1a, we have the expression 8x minus 2c. 8x is an expression, and 2c, negative 2c, is also an expression. So in that case, we want to see if it is a polynomial. Because 2 expressions are put together, we say it is a polynomial, so we put yes. Now, with the degree is the exponent attached to the variable. Looking at 8x has an exponent of 1. 8x has an exponent of 1, and negative 2c has an exponent of 1. So in that case, we could say that the degree is 1. Now, moving on to the classification, we want to find the classification. Now, if it is a polynomial, what kind of polynomial is it? Is it a monomial, a binomial, or a trinomial? A monomial is one expression. A binomial is two expressions. So in this case, we could see that 8x plus 2c is 2. So since it is 2, we call it as a binomial. Now B, negative 11.25. Negative 11.25 is a constant, and in that case, from our vocabulary, a constant is also a polynomial, so we say it is yes. And the degree, since there are no variable attached to it, it means that the variable attached to it was with an exponent of 0, and in that case we say the degree is 0, because any variable exponent 0 is 1, so our degree is 0. Now our classification, since it is one expression, we call it as a monomial. Now looking at C, we have 2x exponent negative 2 plus 3xy. Now looking at this expression, 2x exponent negative 2. Now this can simply be written as 2 divided by x exponent 2. And this we learned that in exponent, last term, plus 3xy. Now, the moment we have an expression having a quotient and the divisor is a variable, it is not a polynomial. If we have an expression with a variable dividing, it is not a polynomial. So in that case, we say it is non-applicable, or none of the above. It is not a polynomial. So with the degree, or it is not, and it is non-applicable, no degree, and no classification. Good. Now let us move on to the next one, D. We have 9x to the exponent of 3 minus 8x plus 5x minus 27. Is this a polynomial? Looking at it, you have to look at the exponent first. The exponent is a positive, so in that case, it is a polynomial, so we put yes. Now the degree, where the highest degree is 3. This has 1, this has 1, so the highest is 3. So the degree here is 3. And the classification, we have how many terms? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from 3 and then above, we have a trinomial. And the last one, we have 2m squared plus 2mn minus n squared. Now looking at, is that a polynomial? We look at the exponent and there are no negative. So in that case, it is a polynomial. Now what about the degree? Looking at the degree, this has an exponent of 2. This has 1 on m and 1 on n. So it also has 2, and this has 2. So the highest degree is what? 2. So we write the degree as 2. And what kind of polynomial is it? That is the classification. We have 3. And if we have 3, we call it a trinomial. Now, I want you to have this and try on your own, and it's going to help you. But if you have any questions, you can send to the portal for clarification.